Hello, my name is John Bill, and I would like to talk about age discrimination and how it affects the employer, the employee, and also the stakeholders in the company. It is very important for you to understand after watching the video that you all saw a few minutes ago, or actually the story, it was in text, but it showed you all what age discrimination does to people. That was an actual situation that happened to an employee friend of mine. So let's be mindful, managers, employees, let's be mindful that we have a lot of people who are working and over 40 in the workplace. So please, let's be mindful of them and help them to avoid discriminating against them. At the end of this presentation, what I want you to be aware of is how age discrimination affects the organization, the employees, and also the stakeholders. So we will dive in and talk about age discrimination. The total number of age discrimination cases grew to over 20,588 in 2014, down from 15,000 in 1997. Age discrimination is the discrimination by denying employees 40 and over the opportunities of employment in the U.S. Okay, in the 60s, LBJ passed the age discrimination. That was 1967. Back in 1964 and 65, it grew to over 30% of people were not being allowed the opportunity or the consideration to work just because of their age. LBJ decided to pass the American Discrimination in Employment Act in 1967. Now that we know what age discrimination is, let's say how it affects the worker. It has caused workers to suffer from schizoid personalities with all the stresses that come with it. It has allowed depression. It has also led to suicide. Over 35,000 people in the world commit suicide for being unemployed and over 40 years of age. So that's something that we have to look at. It also causes workers to take days off. It causes them to get injured on the job due to complacency and being discriminated against or being harassed because of their age. It allows injuries because of people overworking for how their body makeup is and the stress that goes along with it. So these are the things that affect the employee. Also, it can cause physiological changes. And with these changes, diabetes, cancer, and also high blood pressure can occur. When you have these changes due to discrimination like age discrimination, it really is needless to happen, first of all. And secondly, you are causing somebody anguish that you wouldn't want for yourself. So let's watch in management how we deal with people who are over 40, under 40, any type of discrimination. But particularly, let's be mindful that what you think is a joke with age discrimination may be life or death. When we think about the costs associated with the organization with age discrimination, we have investigative costs involving human resources, involving the law department, and involving management. It's a lot of time that's taken away from the work floor. What you might have thought was a joke can become a very costly incident, and it can go all the way to court. So be very mindful and careful. Okay, again, some of the ways that these cases can be settled is through mediation, arbitration, court system, and an approved method of a alternative dispute resolution. that can happen. Penalties for violation can include promotion, reinstatement, front pay, hiring. Remedies that will make workers whole, and an increased compensation for the Discrimination Act, to include other things. Anyone can be discriminated against. In 2014, over 20,000 ADEA discrimination cases were heard and resolved. These cases have had a great impact on the companies, to include massive payouts to the workers, lost production days, employees diminish operational tech capital. These types of operations have caused stress, illness, and injury. Sadly, it has additionally weakened the stakeholders' investment in the company. As I talked about Jim, in what was scrolled down my visual aid behind me, he relayed his experience to me. I clenched my teeth when this happened, and the only, definitely in disbelief, and the only relief that I could get was the fact that Jim won the case and the manager was removed, so he wasn't able to affect other people in the organization. So if you ever face an age discrimination case, make sure you know your rights and use them. Now, some of the organizations that are available to you is the EAP program. You have things like the suicide hotline, and you have a lot of hotlines that can help you at your jobs. You have national hotlines. Please utilize them, and be aware that if you're being discriminated against, report it to the EEOC so that action can be taken. Also, I like to say that age discrimination cases, more suicides are committed when depressions or recessions occur than when the economy is doing well or thriving. Also, women are more likely to think about suicide than men. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in to learn more about age discrimination, and to look and even research it, how it affects it, because it can affect your parents, it can affect an older brother or relative, and it can change the interaction that you have with them, which is huge. Thank you.